Alright guys, we're back here with Rugged Garage. So what we've got here is we've got my machine flywheel, my pressure plate that's just been lightened, and the flywheel was all been balanced and shaven and all that now. And over here you've got a stock one. So this is what they look like stock. It was 6.4 kgs originally, and you know it's pretty heavy bastard for the size of it. Yeah, it's alright. So we got that, but I was talking to my cam guy and he recommended for us to lighten that flywheel. Not too much, you know, you can overdo it with that sort of stuff, but because it's only a small wee engine, doesn't make a hell of a lot of torque. So it's a pressure plate. I'll just
and that pressure plate there comes with it's a stage 2 6-puck 4 AGE pressure plate, but it fits onto a 2E flywheel. You just have to do a bit of research just to make sure that you sort of buy the right one. But this clutch here is pretty much rated up to sort of about 300 horsepower, and you should hold that really good. But we won't be getting up to those sort of power figures with the 2E though.
Oh, what am I doing? We want to take it off and see the benefits over a stock one and one that's been lightened, balanced and fully machined over. So as you can see, all this has been, they've used a CNC machine. You
can see the actual CNC lines in there, so that's been done by an actual electronic machine instead of being done manually.
It's definitely the best way to go. Like in New Zealand, for you to buy flywheels, they don't make them here, so you have to get them imported. And if you get it imported, you have to pay import tax and stuff. Sometimes it's not actually worth it. Like for me to get a flywheel, I think they're around about $1,200 from Japan, and you also have to wait for it. I'm trying to get my car back together pretty quick, so I've just done this. It's a cheap way. It's going to get it done, and I can spend money in other areas, and it will do the job. Like, I didn't want a flywheel with too much weight taken out of it, so this is what I've got, and I'm just going to work with what I've got.
So you can see there's actually been dimples drilled out right here, and what they do there is they drill those dimples out, and that just gets it balanced. So the actual motor's being balanced to the clutch pressure plate. Sometimes you get the motor balanced to the actual whole engine assembly, so that means the crankshaft, the con rods and everything. But with the 2E, I was talking to my cam guy, and since the pistons are press fit, he said for you to like pull them out, he said you'd end up doing damage to the actual piston and they become 100% unusable. So he said you're a lot better off just getting the pressure plate taken in and then getting that balanced to the flywheel. So as you can sort of see in here, so this has they've kept quite a bit of material around where the bolts go in and where the dowels are. So this is obviously still going to be quite structurally strong in here. And then they've removed all the unnecessary pieces in here. So they've taken big sort of scallops out of it and made it so it's completely almost flat with the actual gears on it. It's got a little bit, it's probably got about 2 to 3 mil length on top, well before it hits the gears. And if you look over to the stock one here, so this is on a stock one, compared to our one, they would have cut this whole section here out, right back to here, so right back to where the actual clutch touches, and it comes all the way along, down like this, and then cuts back into here.
Alright guys, back here, so what we've got is my Lighten Flywheel. It's really going to do some justice with all this nice metal got taken out of it. So we'll just have a look at the facts, what we've got going. So originally it was 6.4 kgs. So if we come over here, so this is Toyota 2E, all that. And this number here, 58, see it's been stamped into here, right? Now if you go to number 4 here, so what that's telling you is that the pressure plate and the flywheel have to line up in the stamp mark. So 58. So you jump over to here, you got 58 over here. So that one there and this one over here, they line up like that, right? That nice tight fit on there.
And as you can see, the two numbers, 58, 58. So
that's how you work out that, right? Nice and simple stuff. Anybody can get that. So this way, yes, it's not that cheap, but it will do the job. And I got it done by proper professionals, because it's just the right thing to do. So that's what I've done there. So we'll come over to here. So what you've got is it tells you sort of like how good it is. Closer being better, poorer being worse, right? So he's got it within pretty good. Like, you could have taken more off, but you lose a bit of torque going uphill. So I still wanted that, especially staying NA. If turbo, lighter, just take most of it off.
It was built by, done by GER Engine Specialists in Auckland. They're quite busy at the moment, but they just fit the job in for us, and we're able to get it done within sort of a week, which I was quite surprised.
Yeah, so definitely they're the ones to go for. So this is just how much it sort of costs me. It's not cheap.
So yeah, it was $746. So that was including the actual scalloping and lightening of the flywheel, and then also getting the pressure plate lightened. Oh, not lightened, getting it balanced to the flywheel. So yes, $746 is pretty reasonable. And now it says on here, so Lighten Flywheel now 5.33 kgs compared to 6.4, which is a huge amount taken off. They've refaced the flywheel with a small step. So on the back of it, they've put a bit of a step on it, and they've also balanced the clutch. So to balance the flywheel and clutch, that was 135, and then to reface the small step was 80 or 90 bucks, you might as well say. And then the scalloping they done in it, which took them 5 hours a time, they were charging out at $85 an hour, which is not too bad. So that come to $425 just to get the front done, and then it cost $89 to get the back lightened. So pretty reasonable, and then yeah, $135 to get the pressure plate all balanced to the flywheel. So yeah, no, I was pretty happy about the price. Not too bad. We looked at getting ones from overseas, a 2ETE one, but for our application, we wanted to get one that was custom designed and made for sort of NA power. So the guy who balanced it, he said you should easily see 9,500 RPMs, even getting into the 10,000 RPM range, which, you know, I'm pretty happy about.
So, g'day guys, we're back here. So, recap on the back. So this is what's been done. It's been shaven down a bit here. They come in with like 45 chamfer right there. Nice. You know, it's still keeping the structuralness to hold this ring on, of course. But not taking off too much. Because if you take off too much, I don't want to have any downsides to driving my vehicle. I still want to be able to enjoy it. So, just keep it reasonable.
Those are dimples there. They're just for the balancing the actual flywheel.
That's a factory. See, they haven't even been touched. How you know that is it's still got surface rust on.
And I've also done the refacing what goes on to the end of the crankshaft, which is good. So it means that you're all dealing with flat surfaces. If you sort of look at the sides of them, so yeah, if you want to lift that up. But if you want to have a look at the sides, you can actually see, like right there. So he's still left, 3mm on the top there, and I would say around about sort of 2mm on the bottom. And you'll definitely want to keep material around here.
Yeah, that's like almost 1.
Yeah, 1mm. But you want to keep the material on there due to the fact if this thing is going up to 9,500 and it's got too much taken off, it might explode and it might cause some serious, dusties inside the car.
It's enough where it's going to be safe. So
yeah,
that's what we went for, right?
Yeah.
So if you go too much, that's what it is.
So this is stock one. So as you can see, there's the same dimples. That's the factory dimples there. There's no 45. If you look at actually how much is on there, there's an extra, we're talking...
a solid 1.5 mil.
Yeah, solid 1.5 mil. And on the bottom there, there's heaps. Like, I don't even know how much that is. That's way too much. But this is just a complete stock one. And they go not too bad, like for a stock flywheel, but definitely, once you get this lightened one in, you'll definitely feel the benefits of it. It'll be able to free rev a lot higher, and all those sorts of things.
Right, so going back here. So, right guys, so we're back here. So, I'm going to recap on this. So, this difference, you got a lot of meat right here. If you come over to here, it's all gone. That's all gone. looks like he's maybe just touched in there because it looks a little bit new. But if you come over here, it's a brand new hole, right? There's a brand new hole there, and these are just factory ones
that are along there. And if you have a look inside here, which I will show you, that's the exact same hole, and you can see the depth of how much depth is in there. So that's a lot of material he's taken out. And it also has one over this side here, heaps of material on that side here
and
taken
we've
out.
actually kept the stock. We don't want to change anything. Yes, you can cut it into here.
But in our case, there's no point,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, we just thought we'd leave it, make it stronger. It's going to do the job. That's all we need. And it's pretty good, bloody good flywheel. So I'll be chucking this in soon. I'm just waiting on my pistons to get drilled out, so my cam stops hitting the pistons and stops blowing up my motors. Well, the problem is my valves are actually touching the piston.
On the downstroke.
Yeah, so my cam, because it's such a big duration, it's a 292, right? So it's actually, when the piston's coming down, the cam's that roofless, the lobe is so big that it actually, the small valve, which is one of these buggers right here, your straight valve, your secondary intake valve, that one is touching my piston, and that's probably why I did get rod knock on cylinder 3. But who cares? It was a $50 motor, so pretty cheap. I just bought another one for $50, and yeah, rebuilt it. Bob's your uncle. So once I get my pistons back, then I'll chuck the pistons back in again. Everything's already been gapped, clearanced. That's all done. So it's just going to be whip it together. If you want to see that video, let us know in the comments. If not, I'm just going to whip it together because I can't wait to see this go. And yeah.
Yeah, 10,000 RPM, here we come.
Yeah. If it makes 10,000, yeah, that's pretty awesome. But if it doesn't, I'm still happy with about 9,500 RPM. With a 2E, no rev limit, so just keep on going. That's the thing, eh? Right guys, we're back here again. So, this is the flywheel, my Lighten Flywheel, with my pressure plate on it. No clutch inside, of course, because this just got mocked up for the lightning and balancing. So, I opted out not to balance all my stuff. The full assembly. I just thought flywheel and pressure plate should do enough. Yes, if I lighten my stuff it will be better, but the rods and the pistons have got pushed in
Press fittings.
yeah, so that's not ideal to pull them out. I could damage the pistons, so I don't want to risk it. I'm thinking about actually eventually later on getting better pistons and rods, custom made ones, if it goes mint. If not, I'll just maybe just leave it. You know, if it runs mint, then sweet, I don't need to change anything. But if it doesn't, and I do some bad stuff, well, I'll have to fix it out. But this has all been balanced, so those two marks, you line them up when you assemble the motor. Easy, right? Now, that's the balancing one there, so that's all been balanced.
So that's a little weight they put on there, just so it balances that side there.
Yeah.
And then if you look around on here,
That's been drilled.
so that's to counter that weight that they put on the other side.
Mm.
And then there's another one that is over here, and as you can see, this is a bit bigger of a weight on that side there, and that's just to counter it, so they can get it, well, pretty much, it's, I would say 99.9% balanced. You can't get any better than this, essentially. This is all being done by machines.
CNC, right?
Yeah.
So there's no human error involved in that. Yes, you're not going to get it perfect, but it's going to do what it needs to do in my car. Yeah, we've got some updates on my car coming up on where it's at and what needs to be done. A couple of videos. There'll be quite a few parts to it because the video will be too big
So looking at probably like a 3-part sort of series or something like that, and it goes
Yeah.
into detail of my brother's red Toyota Corolla, which is the IT bead one, and then we briefly touch on my Corolla and what we're going to be doing on the 2E blow-through turbo setup, and we pretty much go through all the parts that we've currently got, and then we go through all the future sort of plans and mods that we want to do to the car, and some of the actual E90 limitations of what the actual engine has.
Alright guys, so this is my 2E clutch, same as a 4-age one, but it's 200mm. So, all says it there, AE86, 92, 4AGE U, ultra clutch, 200mm, it'll do the job. It's stage 1, it's NA, you know. I don't want a clutch that's a real bastard to, you know, get going. That'd be a pain in the ass. So I want to enjoy this car, so not too heavy for a clutch would be good. Reasonably priced from Australia.
Around about sort of $600.
For a decent one. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but hey, that's alright.
It'll last you for quite a few years as long as you don't give it too much abuse.
And I haven't got the clutch with me. It's a real nice material it's made out of. Yeah, it's going to be great for this little unit. Right guys, we're back here with Rugged Garage. So that's my Lighten Flywheel right there. What I've got right here is a brand new set of 2E headers, Coby extractors. They'll do the job. This is for my NA car.
So they're 4 to 2 to 1.
Yep. Best performance off those ones. 4 to 1, yeah, you get way better tone, way better note, but you know, I'm just for the performance gains. Nice raspy exhaust, sounds good to me. And
this is one that's actually been pulled out of the plastic.
This is what I had on my old Corolla. It actually hasn't been on the YouTube channel.
We do have videos of it, and we just had it coming straight out into the exhaust here, and we didn't have anything else connected.
Yeah, open headers.
Open headers, and yeah.
It's just been sitting, like...
Little bit of surface rust, but there's no problems there. Just whip a bit of black paint on it. But as you can see, they've done really nice tubular sections in here. So it actually comes in like that, comes all the way up. So these are proper banana headers. And yeah, no, they're huge power benefits off these compared to one of the stock little boxy ones.
And this hole here is for that factory
breather thing.
Yeah, for the hot air to go in or whatever. But that's getting cut off.
Don't need it. We're not running stock carburetors. It's all ITB or it's Weber 3236.
This one over here doesn't have it on it, so that's right. This one I'm going to be doing the old heat wrap. I've got some heat wrap here that will do it.
So that's just, you know, your sort of general heat wrap. You can buy that for around about sort of $60-70 and heat wrap all these, and that will keep them nice and toasty.
Yeah. The hotter it flows a bit better. Also keep the heat away because it's IT bead. I don't know what the best solution is for me to. I might put an intake or some filters on for my Webers.
So like a sort of box plenum, or just have it completely open. But the only problem is having it completely open, it's too far close to the firewall. So a lot of the heat will just get sucked up by the ITBs. And we've watched quite a few videos, and we've found another guy who's been running, but on a different car, a ITB plenum on his one. He was able to get an extra 20 horsepower off it, but a completely different motor. So there is definitely power gains if you have a boxed plenum, because it's able to suck more cold air.
You'll miss out on a good
sound.
Noise.
Yeah, a lot of the sound will be reduced because of the box.
That's our exhaust manifolds, or they're both mine. You can buy them on Trade Me. Yes, they're expensive. What isn't? So I think they're around about $380 New Zealand. It's not too bad. Like, you couldn't get them made for that, I reckon, at a shop. So yeah, they'll do justice on my Corolla. Any questions? Let us know in the comments. You know, we want, if you got any answers on any of the stuff what we're doing, like if you've done this stuff, just hit us up. You know, the information would be handy. We're just looking for other 2E guys, enthusiasts out there. Pretty sick motor, you know, not many motors you can change in a weekend, or just two people lift the whole motor out in the gearbox. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, And please subscribe, because that's always awesome.
Yep.
Any likes or comments or more subscribers, it helps to, get me doing all this sort of stuff.
Gives us motivation.
Yeah, or else, life gets in the way a bit, but it's life.
Always busy, but yeah. But yeah, thanks to all the new subscribers, the actual channel's starting to slowly pick up now, which is, getting us more motivated to want to put out more projects and stuff. And yeah, thanks for all the comments. Definitely some interesting ones that have, took me by surprise. And yeah, quite a good community out there. We're just only a small one, but yeah, very, very strong community at the moment. And yeah, thanks for all you guys watching, because yeah, it helps us out a lot.
Yeah. We're still new in the game. Like, we've had a couple souped up cards before, but
had a Skyline, an R33 S2 coupe Skyline. It had a 20E automatic in it. Used to do Mickeys and shit in it all the time.
Yeah.
Also had a Nissan Vanette, and that thing was like a Tokyo drifter.
Yeah. Vans are pretty fun to drift. Also, the steering on them, you can really get some whip.
Yeah, they pretty much come with pretty much full lock drift steering on them. So on a wet, rainy day, when I used to have my van, I used to take it out and do some bloody drift practices down in the old construction zones. We actually do have a couple of videos of us doing sort of driftings and all that on.
And also a couple of Mickeys.
Yeah, a couple of Mickeys, which we may chuck off on the channel, but it's unrelated.
Like proper ones, like leaves decent smoke that you can't see what's going on.
Yeah, like some of them will have sat there for a couple of minutes, and then you turn back, go around, you're like, where the hell am I? So yeah.
But it's definitely. We found out that vans are pretty awesome. So that's what we've got going on. Any questions about any of the stuff, hit us up in the comments. If you like it, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe. And yeah, just got any questions, ask us. If you live in other countries, I don't know how easy it is to come by these
parts and stuff, but I've noticed in the Philippines, I'm on a couple 2E Philippines pages, and they have similar actually headers to these, but they're made in stainless steel. So I'd definitely look at those, and I done the price conversion. They work out to be roughly the same as what you'd pay for these. These are in about $380, and I've done the price conversion to the ones in the Philippines, and they worked out to be around about $300 New Zealand. So if you can get one in your own country, it's even better. Obviously, because you don't have to pay for all the postage and then import taxes if they have import taxes. But one thing we've definitely noticed when we've been starting on the 2Es is when we first started, we couldn't find many parts. But as you start really, really looking for them, then you start to find all the little small finicky parts like the adjustable cam gears and all that sort of stuff. So you just got to look really hard, and then you end up finding stuff.
And also that would probably be one of the next things on my list is adjustable cam gear, because I'm running a high performance cam. If anybody wants to know how big it is, it's a 292 on the intake, and on the exhaust it's a 288. So it's a pretty big monster.
Compared to a TRD, which is around about 270.
Yeah, 272. You do get them up to 280, but that's where you come into the issue of hitting your valve on the piston. So TRD, they don't go sort of really beyond that, or else, what's the point? You have to get your shit drilled, cost you money. So, and also the pistons are going to probably end up costing me roughly about, I'd say, 500 New Zealand dollars to get them drilled. I thought about doing them myself, but
we just don't have a drill press or anything, or a jig to hold it in.
I'm a builder, so plenty of tools, but no, I don't have that sort of stuff. So get that done, slap that motor in, get that ported head on. I've got to rebuild that as well. I've been busy with work, so get that done, and I want to hear this bitch roar. So
yeah, thanks guys for watching Rugged Garage, and leave us a comment, subscribe and all that sort of stuff.